Hello YouTube, welcome to another video. This is the fourth video in my series so far. I just started a brand new YouTuber, so anyway, I hope to do some content on the motorcycles that I have. I have this beautiful 2022 Harley Pan America special. I also have a Harley Sportster that I did my very first video last weekend, and I posted that. It's on a how I fixed my primary oil drain plug that stripped on me, and it was a very easy fix. I put my first video out there, so please, check that out. See what you think. I know it wasn't, done, very professionally, but it was my first run at it. My review here on this 22 Pan America special. The bike has been great. It's been phenomenal. I don't have a lot of miles on it because I ride this and I ride my Sportster. Bike's got around 7,000 miles on it. It's been great. I haven't had any issues. The only issue that I've had with the bike was with the radiator hose that was way too close to the radiator, and it started to burn a hole through it. I'll post a picture at the very end of the video, but they replaced that hose under warranty, and the hose sits about, I would say, close to a half inch to the pipe, and that's a little bit too close for comfort for me. Especially if I ride out, I don't want to have any problems. So I did is that I bought this. Basically, it's just a mat, an exhaust mat that you can get. I got this from AutoZone. It was like 10 bucks or something like that, and I just wrapped it all the way around. And as you can see, it doesn't touch the pipe anymore, and it's used as a buffer between the exhaust pipe and the actual radiator hose, and it's been great. I haven't had any problems. The bike's been great. I've done very little things to it. I did do the ADB off-road pegs from Camel ADB, I believe is the name of the company, and I don't recall how much they were, but those are really great. They're very grippy, especially with your boots. So it'll, it's phenomenal. The bike, what else have I done to it? I did the little hokey trunk from Amazon. It was an Amazon special. It's a 42-liter box. It was about, I don't know, 45 bucks or so, and this comes in handy when I travel because I carry all my tools and all of my emergency equipment in there, like patches, my compressor, and all that good stuff. I did put some lights on it from Walmart, and just like I made fun the last time that I did my very first video. Those lights are from Walmart. They work great. They were like 20 bucks, unlike some of the lights that you'll find somewhere else that just because they say they're for motorcycles, they hike up the price to $60, $80 or whatever. The bike's been great. It still have the original chain. I've done all the maintenance on the bike, besides that one time that I took it into the dealer to replace that hose. I do oil changes on this thing every 6 months or every 1,500 miles. I'm very finicky about that. I like to keep the engine clean. I like for things to run as well as possible. I do use the Sin Blend oil that is recommended from Harley, because they say you have to use that oil. I like AMSOIL a lot and Mobil One. Those are my preferred oils. That's what I use on the cars typically. And I use AMSOIL on the Sportster, and I really like the oil. When it comes out, I can tell how much it burns, and you can see it when it comes out, dark brown or completely black. I used to be a big fan of Castrol. Yeah, I kind of gave that up after, also some oil changes where the oil was coming out completely black. Once again, bike's been great. The one thing that I wish Harley would fix is that headlight. The headlight is terrible. If you ride 60 to 80 miles an hour on the highway, you will not run that light very fast. Even at the on high beam, it doesn't light as much as it should. This is a special, so whenever you do turn, it has the light in the center that it does light up. If you turn left, then the right side lights up. If you turn right, the left side lights up. I did install some hokey lights. These that you see right here, those are worthless, man. They light maybe 40 feet in front of you, if that. The ones that are great are the ones down at the bottom. These guys, those are white and amber, and they're off-road lights. But my thing is, I want to see where I'm going, and especially if it's really dark, they light up the road really, really well. So uh, don't mind my horrible wiring. If you can see it underneath, I won't do a close-up because you guys will pick on me and say, man, your wiring sucks, dude. I also did an extension on my windshield, and this thing is great because it pushes all the air right above your helmet, so you get very little buffeting, very little turbulence, and it's really great. That was a Pansoma special, which is the company that made the seat that I have on the bike. That seat I bought from Pansoma as well. It's a lowered seat, similar to the Harley. Harley one's like $250 for it. Pansoma only got I got it for, I want to say, 120. But what that allows me is that I can reach the ground. I can completely flat foot the bike and have a little bit of bend in my knees, which makes me feel very comfortable because this thing is heavy. I'm about 5'8", about 195 pounds. I have a 30-inch inseam, and I can reach the ground really, really nice. When the bike is at its tallest position before I turn it on and it drops, because this is the special, so it has the semi-dynamic suspension, so it will drop about 1.5 to 2 inches. So even before it drops, I can still reach the ground comfortably with the balls on my feet. And then once the bike drops, then I really flat foot the bike with a slight bend on my knee. That seat's been great. It's very comfortable. I still have the original chain on the bike. I lube it about every 500 to 600 miles. Again, the oil changes are done every 6 months or 1,000 miles, whichever comes first. And reason this is because I don't like for the oil to get any moisture on it, so I try to keep it fresh. Another thing that I did is that I replaced these guys. I installed bark busters on the bike, and these are great, especially if you drop it. That way you won't be breaking any of your handles or anything like that. Another thing that is great to have is the quad lock. This thing is invaluable as well. You can install the phone and take it off quickly. Also, make sure that you get the anti-vibration device. I replaced a Roll King with this bike, and I put a lot more miles on the Roll King that I did on this, and then I had a lot more free time when I owned the Roll King, so I went everywhere. I went all the way to Mount Rushmore. I did the Tail of the Dragon, rode that to San Francisco, did Pacific Coast Highway, did some awesome rides. I didn't have really good camera equipment to record all the rides. I do have onboard camera on the bike, and you can see the camera's right there, and there's one in the back. So I do have a little recording device that records my rides, and primarily just in case I get into an accident, guys. You know how things are nowadays. People don't care, and they got their minds on other things. The bike's been great. Harley did a good job. The one bad thing about the bike, it has way too many electronics. So what I mean by that, the last time I did the video about the strip bolt on my Sportster, I showed you guys the display, and the display is showing the infamous wrench. What that wrench is basically Harley wants you to come in and they charge you, I don't know, $200 to reset it. And what they do is that they basically want to swap out your brake fluid, and I already did that. I replaced the brake fluid once a year, and I've already done that. But you can't reset it yourself. I also had 3 trouble codes on the bike, and I've done 2 software updates, which you can do the updates yourself. And awesome for Harley, they took away the functionality for you to be able to reset the codes. The only way that the codes will reset is if you take it to them, or if you ride the bike and you get the proper voltage shows up on the battery, and then they'll reset themselves. So you can see I have a body control module code, and see, I had 2 other codes earlier when I got on the bike, and they've gone away. Man, this is frustrating as hell. Also, I stalled out the bike. I rode through Liberty, Texas, and the light was taking a lot longer, and I stalled the bike. And when I turned the bike on, instead of showing me that the suspension was on road mode, it gave me an error. That error has cleared, and this is on the same day. Man, this is frustrating. Harley, you need to do better with your electronics. Anyway, the battery right now is showing a voltage of 12. Let me go back to the main page. See, it's showing 12.1, if you can see it. But if I take my multimeter and I check it here on the battery tender, it says 12.8. So I don't know why the bike does that. If someone knows why and maybe can explain it, I watch Doc Harley quite a bit, which is he's an awesome Harley mechanic, and I watch a lot of his videos, and he doesn't talk a lot about the Pan America. I wish he would. I'll send him an email, or I'll reach out to him through the YouTube interface and ask him, see if he can do a Pan America video here and there. But once you run the bike, and if you ride the bike for an hour or two, For some odd reason, the battery will get up to the voltage where it should be, and then all the codes disappear. But Harley did away with the capability for you to be able to reset the codes. You cannot reset the codes. Now, I did show in one of my earlier videos that I use an ODB2 scanner, and I bought a cable from DynoJet that it allows you to connect to diagnostics port on the bike, and then you can connect that. It has an ODB2 end on it, and you can install or attach a regular engine scanner from a car, or you can do one. I have a Blue Driver as well, and I have another one from Harbor Freight. They both work. You can read some live data on it. It will give you some engine information, but it's very limited in what it can do because, of course, they're for cars, they're not for bikes. But it'll give you some basics on what's wrong with the bike or what could be wrong. It does give you additional engine codes for you to look at. I use it a lot. Sometimes I use it as a backup display because it does give you RPM, temperatures, pressures. It gives you a lot of that good stuff within the Blue Driver application. So it's been great. Another thing that I installed on the bike was the big fat foot on the kickstand. And then again, the kickstand, Chiefy stamp, whatever the hell they want to call it, it sucks. Harley should have done a better job on that because you have to lean the bike way over in order to get that off once the suspension is dropped. So what I typically do, I'll jump on the bike, I'll remove the kickstand, then I turn it on, the bike drops, I fire it up, let it warm up, and then I take off. So that's basic routine. Putting the bike on the center stand, super easy. You just got to put all of your weight on the actual foot mechanism. Let's see if I can show you here. I'm trying to look at the phone, and man, it's really bright. But once you bring this guy down, you put all your weight on it and just yank on one of the handles, and the bike will come up real easy. You shouldn't have a problem. And again, I'm at 60, and the bike is very heavy. And one of my biggest fears is dropping it and not being able to pick it up. I saw a gentleman that he did, or not a gentleman, but there's a company that sells a jack, which is just a pole with a ratcheting mechanism that you can attach to the bike, and you can lift it so far where you can, pick it up once you've lifted it a good, 24 inches off the ground. Well, I did one, and I'm going to do a video later on what I did. I basically made it out of aluminum conduit for electrical work and the ratchet, and everything that I purchased was like 30 bucks, and not even that, from Home Depot. And I also bought the connectors, and I'll make a video on what I did, and that I carry that in my toolbox along with the compressor and the patches. I carry a lot of other things. I have a jump starter as well, just in case. Just lithium battery one. The battery is the original battery on the bike. It's 3 years old, and it's always on a battery tender. It never comes off the battery tender, and I guess that's the reason why the battery has gone so long. I do have the lace wheel, so if I have a flat, just patch it up and you're good to go. So the bike's been great. Once again, if I have to do it all over again, where I buy this Pan America, with this Pan America, yes, I would say about 90% yes. And why 90%? Well, because I wish that Honda would have came out with the NT 1100 sooner. And if that would have been out, I probably might have bought that. I've had a lot of Honda bikes in the past, and they've been great. Reason why I like the NT is because it's automatic. I'm getting older, and my hands. I have a lot of issues with arthritis and not being able to actuate the clutch. And the clutch on this bike is very soft. Not on the Road King. That's another reason why I gave up the Road King. The clutch was very heavy, and it was they don't do hydraulic clutches anymore. They're all cable actuated clutches, and it was very heavy to actuate, and I had to give that up. But I want to ride as much as possible, hopefully into my 70s if I live that long, and I hope I don't get into any accidents out here. I'm at the San Jacinto Monument here in Texas, near Pasadena, about 20 miles away from Houston. It's a beautiful day. You guys can see it's very quiet besides me making noise with making this video. This road back here behind me is called the 1836, which is when the Texas Revolution was done. They named it 1836, so someone's got a sense of humor. But anyway, but it's a beautiful day. We still have the Battleship Texas over on the other side of the road, but they decided to refurbish it and they moved it, and it's in Galveston, Texas now. And I'll do a ride there next weekend or the weekend after that, and I'll show you guys Battleship Texas. It used to be here in the grounds, but they decided to move it, and instead of bringing it back and having it here, they decided to leave it in Galveston. But back to the bike. It's been a great bike. The one thing that I did replace, I don't know if you guys saw that, but I did a big boy air horn. And this thing's awesome, man, because the little horn that Harley put on the bike, it sucks. But this bike sounds, the horn sounds like this. So it's very loud. And it comes in very handy whenever people are not paying attention. But once again, Harley did a great job. Work on the electronics, gave us the capability to do reset on some of the engine codes and do an upgrade on the headlight. I mean, I don't know whether you can sell a brand new light with more candle light on it, or have a total replacement. And the way I understand it, these things don't have bulbs that you can replace. If the headlight breaks, you have to replace the whole unit, and that's not right. If you ask me, you should be able to swap things out. But when you buy one of these bikes, you know, you hope that it's kind of like your old bikes, and it's not. This bike has a lot of electronics. They like a lot of stuff to do with software. I wish Harley wouldn't do that, but a lot of manufacturers are starting to do that. BMW also does the same. I know because my cousin has a GS 1200, and awesome bike. But if I compare the GS to this, I'd rather ride this. Man, this is way more comfortable. I know the GS is more off-road capable, but then again, this one on the right hands is just as capable as that GS. Uh, Thank you once again for watching my video, guys. It's really hot. I'm gonna jump back on the bike and get some airflow going because it's pretty hot. It's about 95 degrees. It's about 90% humidity, so it's really hot. It's about 4 in the afternoon or close to it. Thanks for watching. Give me a like. If you have any questions about the bike, comment down below. I'll answer as many questions as I can. I'm just getting started with my channel. I don't know how popular it'll be, but I'll be more than happy to answer, you know, all the questions that are sent my way. Thank you very much for watching. Be safe out there. Enjoy your bike right until sunset. Have a good day, guys. Later.